Hello, StarCraft fans! This is falconpaladin coming to you with yet another edition of Cheese Compilation. Today we're going to start off with a game between Eldest Sun and Modal Soul on Ascent to Ire, the latter edition. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we've got the red Protoss player. It is Modal Soul. And in the top left-hand corner, the blue Zerg player, Eldest Sun. Oh, it's kind of an interesting name. Never seen that one before. It's going to be a ZVP edition of Cheese. If this is your first time here, first of all, welcome aboard. So glad to have you. These are replays sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Cheese. Every 2 weeks, I do one of these, and every 2 weeks, I send a replay pack to my screeners. This replay pack was screened by Squeaks. He's been screening my replays for a very, very long time. I really, really appreciate the work that he does, and you should too, because if I had the time... Let's see, if I had the time to screen these replays, then I would not need screeners, but I do not have the time, which means the very best cheese is a result of my screeners' hard work. Again, thank you, Squeaks. Okay, who's our cheeser today? It looks kind of like this double gas opening from Modal Soul. Could be a cheese opening against our Zerg player. He, on the other hand, is going hatch first into an extractor, into a spawning pool at about 18 supply. His pool's a little bit late, which does not bode well if there is cheese coming, although the double gas tells me something a little bit later is coming. This is not Proxy Zealot or Proxy Stalker or anything like that, Proxy Adept even. There's the Cyber Core. He's just hoping it's a slow Overlord Scout, a slow Overlord Scout, if you will, from Eldest Sun, and by golly it is. By golly, that's exactly what it is here today. Probe scouting, which I love to see. The worker scout, especially at this level. I believe this is a diamond level game where crazy stuff happens, and players are pretty good too. So crazy stuff plus pretty good players equals insanity. That pool is late from Eldest Sun. He has 200 minerals now, and he just threw that down. What is he doing? I know that was like 18 supply pool. Crazy times. All right. I mean, I guess diamond players even forget their build orders from time to time, get distracted by stuff. Distracted by the probe running around, I guess, but no, the probe showed up. I don't know, that's just late. He just forgot to make a pool. He didn't forget forever, which is really good for him. Forgetting to make a pool forever, like to this point, would be so bad. It would slow him down amazingly. It kills your tech tree, it kills your ability to make queens, which kills your economy. I mean, this pool coming down on time is a huge thing. It's a ridiculously important part of the Zerg build order stuff and getting things done. That's Warp Gate. That's a sentry, interestingly enough. So very quick sentry out of Modal Soul. We don't usually see that. I mean, sentries aren't great at holding attacks on your natural base because this is such a big gap. You need 1,000,000 sentries to pull it off, and you can't get in that early. So Eldest Sun has a pretty nice window in here in which to murder the Protoss player using pretty much Zerglings. And that's it. But again, not scouting. He's still... he hasn't Sloverlord here. He saw the expansion and says, that's all I need to know. Just the fact there's an expansion, gonna get a third base of my own, which again is fairly safe, but man alive, this could be a DT rush. You don't know. You don't know anything. All right, the Lings are coming across. 4 Lings moved across the map. They don't have a hope at knocking down this Nexus. There's no way. Defenders will be here before that actually happens. Another sentry from Modal Soul and going for Robotics Facility. Is he doing that thing where you fly across the map with your Warp Prism and you drop your sentries up in here in the main, then you you wall off this ramp with force fields and then just wreck the main? That might be what this is. All right, sentries trying to get rid of that Overlord, but nope, Zerglings showing up. Slowlings, mind you, speed's about 50% complete. Speed would be closer to complete if that pool had been done on time, and the Lings would have been here sooner too. But as it stands, he does scout the mass sentry thing going on here and says, what is going on? Also, can I kill any of these probes? Nah, nope. Sentry DPS is not amazing, but it's pretty fast. 0.71 weapon speed and 6 damage per shot. It's not bonus versus Lings or anything, but it does enough damage. You can kill Lings pretty quickly if they are sticking around nearby. The sentries are slow, right? They have a hard time even catching these slow Lings. So it's just, you just stay out of range if you're Lings. There's an Immortal. Is this sentry Immortal? I don't know that I've seen this. Boy, I haven't seen this since early Legacy of the Void. It seems like Zerg players figured out how to handle it, mostly with Ravager play, knocking down those force fields, getting inside the force field cover, and murdering those sentries. It was really good in Heart of the Swarm, when all you had was roaches or Lings, I guess, and it was very difficult to hold off, but if you got enough stuff, you could do it. It was not fair exchanges, but the Zerg player could pull it off regardless. But yeah, then once Ravagers got into play, this little Sentry Immortal push pretty much went the way of the Dodo. I haven't seen it for a very long time now. Very long time. But it looks like Modal Soul Gonna try to make it work. A couple of Lings trying to sneak in and scout. Oh, no. Not allowed. Could he have slipped through there? Might have been able to slip through there past that force field, but there was an Immortal at the top of the ramp who took care of him, no problem. Here is a forward pylon from Modal Soul. Interesting. Making 22 Lings. Eldest Son trying to do this thing with a huge Ling flood. Working on +1/+1, but it's +1 missile attack and +1 ground carapace. Strangely enough. What does he have that can shoot from ranged is my question. The answer is literally nothing. I guess Queens. The Queens do benefit from the upgrade. But he doesn't have a Roach Warren, and he doesn't have a Hydra Den. What is happening here? Squeaks? What is going on? Something interesting must happen very, very soon. I mean, that is so many sentries. Is this going to be a hallucinate attack? We've seen that before. Was it 2 Cheese compilations ago? And I said, what is this early game? There's a bunch of sentries, but so what? And then hallucinated like 8 Void Rays and just came in, and the Zerg player quit. That was great. That was actually pretty darn fantastic. I enjoyed it very much. Anyway, maybe that's what this is. Got some Zealots, got some Sentries, got some Immortals. This is very, very much Heart of the Swarm style stuff here. And Lings can't handle this. Lings can't handle this. The Lings are around the outside. Everything inside is murdering them. The Sentries, again, tickling them to death if they try to do anything about it. Working on muscular augments here. So did get a Hydralisk Den in the last couple of minutes here. So Hydra is also not bad in this situation. But oh shoot, we're going to base race this thing. Lings checking for a third base. They don't see it. They'll swing down to the natural and kill that if they are allowed. And by golly, they're allowed. There's nobody defending back here. All right, here we go. Ling Flood going after these probes. Can you even wall this off? No, all the sentries are across the map. And we are officially in base race territory for our first game of Cheese here today. Third base evacuated by Eldest Son. He recognizes the threat. He's actually going home. Oh, he doesn't want a base race. He doesn't want to base race. He wants to be home with his Lings and with his Hydras, and he's going to try to make this thing happen. But again, if you don't have Ravagers, I don't know about this. I guess Hydras with their new upgrades, with the range upgrade and the speed upgrade, might be able to get inside the circle of protection that is usually afforded here. Oh, these Lings came back into the main base to wreck everything. All right, they're doing some good stuff for the Protoss. And here comes the Protoss forces from the backside. Here comes the circle of safety, and there it is. Look at that half circle of safety here. All the Lings die. That is so many dead things right now. 40 Lings have been killed. 3 Hydras have been killed as well. Not the best placed force fields of all time, but still effective enough. Another force field comes up. I don't know if it's doing a whole lot, but when your drones are attacking, something bad is happening as a Zerg player. Queens trying to get on the DPS action. Hydras as well. Lings popping in from the backside. Defender's advantage kicking in here for Eldest Son. Queens and Hydras just barely holding off, but a Warping of Zealots inside the main base, doing some stuff as well. Is there enough? This Immortal has 13 kills. Serious business here. More Lings popping out. I like the Ling answer here, and yes, it's going to clean this attack up, but the Zealots are a bigger problem. They have upgrades. They don't have upgrades at all, but they're killing so many drones. There are 3 drones remaining. There is 1 probe remaining. The Zealots trying to hold their position here against the onslaught. The Hydras from distance, and that's it. Good game. Well played, says Modal Soul. You have an army. I do not. It's 31 to 12 Harvesters, and he taps out. 1 probe remaining, 7 drones remaining. Effectively 2 base to 2 base, but again, you just can't compete. That army comes across the map, and you're going to die. And you make units to try to survive it, and then your economy's way behind, and Modal Soul saw what was going on. So a bit of a base trade, a bit of an attempt at an Immortal Sentry, but just Hydras and Lings, man, just pumping those Lings. The force fields didn't quite protect. Weren't quite there for Modal Soul, but he'll get better. Maybe he should try another strategy, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. All right, more cheese coming at you from Falcon Paladin in just a second. More cheese here between Hansdef and Antigua on Battle on the Boardwalk, the Ladder Edition. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we've got the red Protoss player, Hansdef. And his opponent in the top right-hand corner, going to be the blue Terran player, Antigua. All right, so Antigua here versus Hansdef. We've got a Protoss versus Terran, game number 2 in this cheese. I want to say it's cheese number 27. 27 is going to be my guess. I can't keep track of this stuff to save my life. I just can't. One of these times between games when I have a bit of a break, I'll check on my videos and see what the number is, but I'm pretty sure it's 27. The last one was 26. I remember because when I made the thumbnail, the 6 looked weird. For some reason, it was, the font just did the 6 strange. I don't know. I'm trying to stick to a specific Arial bold font consistently throughout my videos and consistently put the stuff on the left side. I've been experimenting with different stuff, and that just feels the best. If you have any comments about my thumbnails and what I can do to improve them, let me know. Let me know below. We can talk about it. I am absolutely, absolutely in favor of receiving constructive criticism about how I am getting my stuff advertised on the YouTubes. In other news, I had a bit of an exchange with YouTube support because I have had what feels like about 50 to 75 videos flagged as not advertiser friendly when I upload them. And then I say, no, you know what? This is advertiser friendly. Can I have a human look at this? And every single time the human says, oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But you know what the problem is? The problem is the whole time that not friendly for advertisers flag is on my video, there are no ads. And there's no money coming in. I get nothing for it. And then when the human says, oh yeah, it's cool, and the flag comes off, I don't get any of that back. I just lose the cash because their robot is messing up. And it's really bothering me. Really bothering me a lot. The answer to this is generally have a huge buffer. Have about a week buffer where you put stuff up on YouTube. They'll check it out with the robot. You can challenge it and get it fixed before it even goes live. And that way it's not a problem. But sometimes I can't do that. Sometimes my buffer gets down to 1 or 2 days. Like now, for example, I'm casting this yesterday. And I guarantee this will get flagged as not advertiser friendly, and it will spend the whole first day and possibly the second day getting no advertising revenue because the robot is stupid. All right, we're going to go away from this. Enough of the rant. Enough of the rant. If you have any feedback on thumbnails, let me know. All right, so who's going to be cheesing here today? Protoss player is working on a robotics facility. One base in it, but the Terran player is also one basing it. So that's not too crazy. Command center is not being upgraded to an orbital command or a planetary fortress, although an engineering bay is coming up for Antigua. He's got a couple Marines. Oh, right, he has a proxy down here. I was looking at it, but it didn't really register in my mind because I was ranting. So what are we doing? That's a reactor, so probably Cyclone. I'm going to guess double pumping Cyclones out of this factory down south at a proxy location. Pretty great against Stalkers, as it turns out. Stalkers do pretty well against Cyclones themselves. That extra damage versus armored, plus it's a little bit more burst damagey. So that whole kiting thing they like to do is more efficient and pretty good against Cyclones too. But considering the fact that Stalkers are moving out, about the same time the Cyclones are going to start being built down here, this could turn into yet another base race type situation. Cyclones come in, take down that pylon, and suddenly I think the Protoss player is dead. But on the other hand, what does the Terran player have to defend? Oh, he didn't planetary fortress up. He has an orbital command, which means these Stalkers are just going to kind of win? I mean, there's a Marine. There are 2 Marines here. It's not enough to deal with 2 Stalkers. Not even remotely. 3 Marines. Also not enough to deal with 2 Stalkers. No, get it. Get it. Oh, SCV's pulled off the line. I don't know about this decision. I mean, you have to meat shield it. You got to survive this somehow, I suppose. Good kiting. Fantastic kiting here. And actually, enough to help burn down one of the Stalkers. Now there's 1 remaining against 4 Marines. Not a great place to be. But guess who's here? 2 Cyclones. Oh, and Immortal's out for Han's death. The Immortal might make this thing happen. SCV was supposed to be repairing these dudes, but instead walked in and got murdered by the Immortal. Yeah, the Immortal is enough for Antigua to say, you know what? No. No, I don't like this. I don't like these odds. We're going to wait for a couple more Cyclones to show up. 4 Cyclones versus an Immortal is not bad. Trying to make more Immortals, but he's supply blocked. Han's death. He's making more pylons, but it's going to slow him down a little bit here. He will wish he had 2 Immortals when these guys show up. It's not even starting building yet. Pylons just now coming into existence. Robotics facility coming in, not being chrono boost. Where are you, the chrono boosts? Here you are. Not enough energy for a chrono boost. Oh, no. Oh, no. Adept's popping out here, too. I guess Adept not bad against Cyclone. Are you... Oh, Stalker. Whoa, Stalker came back in and got murdered. Are you just going home? Cyclone's just going home. They have no interest in attacking when there's Immortals out there. Strangely enough. Huh. All right, guys. Well, I recommend you move out at some point here, but Protoss player has still refused to expand. Nor does he have Warp Gate research. He's working on it. It's 5 minutes in. He's trying to get there. But he's just going Immortal, Stalker, Adept. He's going to go for a 1-base attack. Antigua's going to have Cyclones and Marines, which is just a good composition overall. Got good anti-air, pretty good ground stuff as well. It's pretty weak versus what? Big Ling Swells. Oh, that's Zerg. What can... Well, Zealots with charge, not bad for Protoss in this situation, actually. That'd be pretty good. I would not mind seeing that. But we don't have a Twilight Council, so that's not going to be an option at all. Stalker does find where the proxy used to be, but the factory has long ago lifted off and come to the left side. Oh, and is building a Widow Mine on this little path that leads directly into the main base. Oh, Battle on the Boardwalk. You are a weird map. You are a weird map that a lot of people like and don't like, actually. A lot of people hate it, to be honest. All right, so going to try to sneak a Widow Mine into this mineral line and get some damage done. Han's Def is expanding while he's attacking. He has been listening to the lessons of StarCraft 2, and the reactor for that factory does get murdered. And here comes our Widowmine friend. Wait, no, you can't sit there. There you go. Widowmine friend sitting on this path is not the best for you. Hanzef is also getting a warp prism, probably to reinforce at the frontier. And this guy's being very, very sneaky. He's hunting wabbits and burrows behind the mineral line, finds a target, and fires. 9 kills. Holy smokes. That was really good. Do you see it? I mean, you see it because it's not cloaked anymore. So, yes, you see it. Stalker comes in. Widowmine is murdered in revenge. 9 kills, though. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Stalker Immortal here versus Cyclone Marine. I don't know about this. I mean, the Immortal... Okay, 3 Immortals, though. Pretty fantastic. And, yeah, getting rid of the Cyclones, getting rid of this bunker here, too. Immortals refusing to die, as per usual, living up to their name of Immortal. 6 kills, 2 kills, 4 kills. This push is deadly for Hans Def. Can't always forcing a liftoff on the natural base. It's 50 to 27 total harvesters, making a single tank as Antigua. And that command center floating up and lifting off and running away from this location. That's a pretty good job well done. A Blink Stalker? Nope, not a Blink Stalker, but an Observer is here in observance mode. What is it? Surveillance mode? Yeah, Observer. No, surveillance mode. Right? Right. And it actually does make a sound. Can you hear this? Yeah, right? I think you can hear that sound as the defender. I believe that was what I was told. So when it's in this mode where it can see much more than usual, it is letting the opposing player know what's going on. Are you trying to harass down here on this low ground? Seems like a bad idea, but keeping Antigua on 1 base is pretty solid. 2 bases for Hans Def, 29 to 21 harvesters. He's up 8 despite losing 11 probes so far. Antigua did lose 6 SCVs during that previous attack with the Stalkers, so hasn't had some problems. Also lost the SCVs part of his attack on the Protoss player earlier in the game, so he's been kind of throwing these dudes away, which is not great. All right, look, let's go. I mean, you can see that. Look at that fuzzy. Look at that fuzzy stuff. And hearing it. Hearing it too, but it's a matter of hearing it and recognizing what it is and being able to deal with it. That can be difficult at the lower levels, which is what we're talking about here. Robotics Bay follow-up from Hans Def. Interestingly enough, he's finally getting Warp Gate on his gateways here. I guess that's a new gateway. That's not fair. That's not fair. And just kind of setting up this contain, basically saying you're not going to land your natural base. He should scout this gold. This is a very popular base to take on this map because, again, you can, from your main base, you have a nice little protected path all the way down to it, and you can defend it pretty easily. I mean, not super easily. It's pretty far away, but I get Terran throws up a planetary fortress, a couple missile turrets, and it's fairly well protected. And again, trying to come out here with a handful of Marines and a tank. Nope. Houndstuff making the correct decision to pull back there and forcing a liftoff again by Antigua. Adept's coming on in. Adept pretty good against this stuff. Doesn't take extra damage from the tanks. Doesn't take extra damage from the Marines. But the Marauders are a problem. Nope. Marauders aren't a problem either. Yeah, Adept's pretty good. Pretty good in this particular position here. All right, so it's time to go. Oh, Antigua dropping at the natural base, bringing a drop all the way down from the south here. These Marines are not upgraded. They have no upgrades to speak of. Another attack coming in, trying to get rid of that natural of the Terran player at the same time, but these Marines are absolutely unchecked. There is nothing stopping them at all. Finally retreating with his probes there. Finally retreating with his probes, but it's not going super well. Is Antigua able to defend this? He's trying, man. He's trying to defend this, and he just can't land his natural base is the problem, and his natural base is actually actively on fire and burning down. So more probes have died. 25 probes have been killed, but it's 32 to 22 harvesters. Hansdef is doing okay. Hansdef has taken some major shots, but living nevertheless. None of this stuff can shoot up that Hansdef has at the front door. He's got Thors, he's got Adepts. And there's a Liberator defending, but none of that stuff can shoot into the sky. Warping in some Stalkers would not be bad, but he's retreating. He's pulling back to defend at this point. What is going on? What is going on here? Widowmines burrowing at this main mineral line. Wow, big hits. 10 kills, 5 kills. Antigua keeping pace with the Protoss player, mainly using not warp prisms, Widowmines, W words. That poor guy's stuck. That was hilarious. How about this guy? Where's he going? Where did he go? Oh, burrowing down here in the corner. Perhaps they can't see me if I'm down here. Well, that's true. Wait, is it true? Not anymore. That is so visible, that observer, man. And Oh, does fire and kill an adept at the last possible second. At the last possible second. Good gravy, Miss Maybe. Alright, so setting up a tank here is Antigua. Hans Def on the other side has his second base. It is 79 to 70 total harvesters. Is Antigua going to pull this thing out? He hasn't been able to get a natural base at any point, really, in this game. He's finally landing it. He's repaired his command center. It really should be an orbital command right now, but you do what you can. You do what you can. And Colossus on the way from Hans Def to deal with the bio of the Terran player. But this looks like a very scary force. Marines, Marauders. They've got Stim. They've got some medevac support. They have 4 tanks as well. What did you see that made you want to come home? Antigua. No. You can't. Alright, it's time to go. I don't know what he saw. I don't know if he saw a Warp Prism coming over here that wasn't on the minimap or what, but hilarious. Extended Thermal Lance coming in from Hans Def, and this is actually a very close battle coming up here. Antigua, I don't know. I like the 5 tanks. I like the Marines. I like the Marauders. I like the Stim. I like the Liberator here, too, because nothing can shoot up. There are 2. Okay, there's 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers here, which is not a great number. And here we go. Liberator sets up, trying to bait into the Liberator circle. Hans Def says no. I'm not interested in going inside that circle. Stop it. Stop trying to make me go in there. Tanks need to move closer. Got to get inside the circle and start shooting from there. There we go. 2 defender mode circles here. Great patience on display here from Antigua. And going for it here. Oh, Colossus dies instantly. Tanks firing from distance, just obliterating this Protoss force. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. Good game from Hans Def. Antigua's victorious and Hans Def is out. Great job. Great job by the Terran player in that one. Getting the win. Again, really harassed consistently. Stalkers at his front door. Never got his natural base for a long time, but Widowmines kept him in the game. He kept his head. He got some upgrades, got some tanks, Marines, got a good composition, and he came in 1 before the Colossus count was so high it was going to be a problem. Although the tank count is really high, too. Man. All right, that's it for that game. We'll come back with more cheese from Falcon Paladin in just a second. Welcome back to Cheese, everybody, with Falcon Paladin. This will be another PvT between Tiny Big Face and Tojo on Blackpink, the Ladder Edition. In the top right-hand corner of the map, we've got the red Protoss player. It is Tojo. And in the bottom left-hand corner, it is the blue Terran player, Tiny Big Face. With actually, is that Artanis? I don't know. Protoss face looks all the same to me. I'm very racist that way. But weird Protoss spinning logo for a Terran player. Go figure. I guess some players do like to go random on the ladder. Or even if this isn't ladder, maybe unranked? Possibly could be unranked, actually. I can't tell the difference. Can't tell the difference. All right, so we do have some cheese. We got double SCV running on up here to say, what up? We're going to do some proxy stuff. Proxy shenanigans, no gas back home, which tells me it's likely to be some kind of a Marine push here against Tojo, who is probe scouting. Hooray for the probe scout. Okay, I don't know. Are you proxying? This actually makes it look like you're proxying. All right, it is a proxy. It's a proxy versus proxy. One of the best kinds of cheese, actually. I enjoy watching players try to fend off cheese at their base while executing cheese at the other base. It's always fun, and it's always very difficult to do. Double gas from Tojo does not bode well for him. If he's going double gas this early, he's trying to tech up to something, and its early defense will be essentially nothing. And it's going to be, it's going to be Marine because there's no gas coming from Tiny Big Face here. So, actually, let's swap that up because red's on top and blue's on bottom. It just keeps things straight when they're in that order. So we're going to get Marine. I can't see this ending any other way. Tojo, I like your moxie. I like what you're trying to do here, but you came up against the wrong guy to try this with. There's your Cyber Core getting a Zealot to try to hold the ramp, but it's going to be Reaper. There's going to be a Reaper here at some point against a regular Terran player, so why on earth would having a wall help at all? This is so weird. This is so... You're just assuming there's not going to be anything? Oh, he's lifting the barracks inside the main base. He's bypassing the ramp anyway. And Tojo not scouting. Not scouting. I mean, I don't know how much it would have mattered. Yeah, I don't know. Zealot's going to do nothing in the situation. Got Marines. He's going to wait until he has a couple of them. He's not going to send one Marine out and reveal what's going on. But there is... Okay, the Stargate's on its way here from Tojo. If he gets... Oh, there's a missile turret coming up. There is a missile turret coming up. He knows exactly what's going on. Mr. Big Face is all about preparing for the one thing that can kill him, which is going to be Oracles or Void Rays, and saying, we're good. We're good. We're protected. Thank you very much. Are you protected against Marines inside your main base? Call 1-800 I'm being cheesed to find out. Getting a shield battery, which will prolong the lives of these guys a little bit. Getting a Forge 2, possibly for some cannons, would be nice. But man, there's finally an Adept coming in at 3 minutes. But guess who's here? A bunch of Marines. 5 of them. Kapow, 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 kapow. Good gravy, Miss Maybe. This is bad news, Bear. Single Zealot. Hoofing it back. Can he kill anything before he dies? Yes, he gets a Marine, but then he's murdered. Still, 4 Marines living here. Additional Marines in production from those barracks. And again, the healing stream coming from that shield battery, but not helping all that much, as it turns out. Adept getting healed up very nicely here. If somehow, some way, the Pro player wins this thing, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be shocked and amazed. What is in production down here? It's an Oracle. The Oracle should come home. I feel like the Oracle should come home to help defend against this, but he's going to try to come into the main base of the Terran player, which we've established contains a missile turret, and get obliterated. Yeah, and that's it. Tojo's out. My attempt at cheese failed. Your cheese was real good. Real good there, Mr. Big Face. Well done, good sir. I salute you. That's what he meant to say, but he didn't have time. He was just running out of time there. Whew. All right, quick one. Quick one, and, I mean, rock beats scissors? We'll be back with more cheese in just a second. Welcome back to more cheese. It's actually cheese compilation number 27. Wait, 8. I looked and I saw 27, which means we're on 28. It is too late in the day to be casting cheese, but I do it because I love you. All right, this game is between Antigua and Devs here on Battle on the Boardwalk, the ladder edition. In the top right-hand corner, we've got the Red Terran player Antigua and the Blue Zerg player Devs, which, as a QA engineer, I talk about the devs a lot. I go to the devs for help. I send stuff to the devs saying your stuff's not working. It's a very familiar word for me. I have a good working relationship with my devs, actually. I have heard horror stories where some devs and QA are at each other's throats all the time. Actually, a guy that I work with, he says where he used to work, they actually had a system where the more bugs that were reported from QA, the better their bonus was. And so they would just create tickets and split up tickets where you could probably get away with 1 ticket for generally related issues. They'd make 5 or 6 tickets, split them up just to get those numbers up, just to pump those numbers up. And, I mean, devs hated them. Hated them so very, very much. Oh, and devs got a bonus, too, based on how few tickets and how many bugs were found from QA. So it was an incredibly antagonistic relationship. We don't have that system at my company, which is nice. And we get along. We get along with each other. They're patient with me when I'm stupid. Sometimes I'm like, what's that thing again that you've told me how it works 8 times? And they don't tell me I'm stupid. They don't get frustrated. They just say, this is how this works. Thank you for being QA, and I feel warm and fuzzy inside. They're so patient. They're so patient with me. And in return, I'm not a jerk about stuff. I'm not like, hey, stupid, this bug's really bad. I don't know how you came up with it. And I think they appreciate that too. All right, so early lings out here from devs. I'm pretty sure that was a 12 pool. Yeah, sitting on 14 drones right now. Yes, that's going to be a 12 pool for sure. Overlord scouting on over to see what's going on. And saw the early lings, SCV scout. So devs is prepared, at least mentally. He knows what's going on. He's got a wall. He's not going to try to expand quite yet. He does not have an orbital command quite yet either. Which you want to do at about 16 supply, dude. You just want to have that orbital command. Having mules is incredibly important for your economy. Right, we talked about this previously. Queens, hugely important for Zerg. Mules, hugely important for Terran. Got a Reaper out, which is pretty good against holding early ling stuff, especially if they're slow lings, but can't hold everything. I mean, this is actually a pretty big flood here. 12 lings already out, 8 in production as I was speaking, getting a Baneling Nust 2. This is a 1-base Baneling bust against this Terran player, which was definitely a thing back in the Wings of Liberty days. Baneling busts off of 1 base. Yeah, they were massively popular, very good, until Terrans realized you just build additional walling back here. The Banelings kill these supply depots, but then there's additional stuff the Lings can't get through, and they're impotent, and then you lose because you spent all of your larvae on Lings and Banelings that did not kill the opposing player, and they had their full economy. So I think that's what Antigua is doing here. He might, either he's seen this before, or his instincts are very good as to how to handle this. Again, scouting it early was key. It was key here. Reaper recognizes he can't beat this many Lings, especially if they have speed. Getting 4 banelings. 5 banelings is enough to kill a supply depot, but once again, killing the supply depot, not a big deal. It's really not. This layering that Antigua is doing, it's not super pretty, but it's going to work. It's got to raise that supply depot. Yeah, so you kill this and kill this, but there's a bunker, a supply depot, there's an engineering bay just for good measure. You can't kill the barracks with 5 banelings, that's for sure. And then the whole time, this bunker's filled with dudes, filled with Marines. The Reaper could pop in there too, if he wanted to. Are you rallied to the correct place now? You're going to pop out the front. You're popping out the front. No, get inside. Get inside. Get inside. Ah, the Marines. Yeah, look. One supply depot went down, and now the Lings are like, wait, what? We're supposed to be able to get inside. That was the contract we were sold. We kill one supply depot, and then we flood, and we win. No, no devs. That's not how that works. All right, he says round 2 of banelings will be enough. No, check out this layering. It's like a pyramid. You look at it kind of like this. That's the top of the pyramid. And then it goes down diagonally from there, and it's all filled in the middle. This is great. This is very good. Antigua making it happen. Not expanding behind it as devs either. Actually spending his money pretty well for being on one base. He has 17 workers, so that helps. That helps quite a bit. Getting a tank as well as devs. Oh, that's going to be useful. It's going to be useful. This poor SCV is repairing the barracks that got hit, which is an important job, but he's so exposed. 2 Lings come in. Well, I guess that bunker's covering him fairly well. Is he going to be allowed back inside is my question. Hey, guys. I'm done. I'm done repairing this thing. Please don't let me die. They're going to let him die out here. Oh, no, maybe the tanks will protect. Oh, the tank splash. Oh, brutal. That was bad. Great job, tanks. Great job, tanks. See? Get your wall up. Make it strong. Get some tanks. All right, and in fairness at this point, devs wasn't dead. It was 24 to 22 harvesters. He could have expanded. He could have tried to do some stuff. I mean, devs, if he pushed out with what he had, which was 8 Marines and 2 tanks, against 17 Lings, he probably would have won that thing, honestly. But there's always the chance at this level that the Terran player gets scared and turtles up and allows you to expand a couple times, and then you're right back in it. So devs, just if you're watching this, and you're probably not, it was probably Antigua that sent this in, but Zerg player watching this, and you go for the Baneling bust and fail, just... maybe you're not that far behind. Maybe you're not that far behind. Maybe stick it out. Maybe quitting there, which was frustrating. Losing those banelings was big. I mean, resources lost at this point was 1,100 for devs versus 300 for the Terran player. All right, more cheese from it. Cheese compilation number 28 coming at you in just a second. Welcome back to cheese compilation number 28 from Falcon Paladin. This one will be a game between Red Baron and Mini Titan here on Neon Violet Square, the latter edition. In the top left-hand corner of the map, it's going to be the red Zerg player, Mini Titan from Jamit, which is, what does that say? Jamit Gaming? Jamit Gaming. All right. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it's going to be the blue Terran player, Red Baron, ironically named, and as so far as he is blue. The Red Baron wearing blue just makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Red Baron Pizza, the guy's wearing red. The Red Baron from World War I wore red, I assume. I mean, he flew for Germany, and there's a lot of red involved there. And is it the Red Baron that Snoopy fights in the early Peanuts? Well, I guess mid and late Peanuts cartoons, too, does have this. But Snoopy's the World War I flying ace, and he fights against the Red Baron. And the Red Baron always kicks his butt. But you never see him, I don't think. I mean, it's always him on top of his doghouse, and so it's fairly abstract anyway. But he's yelling curses as he's being shot down, and he's imagining stuff. And I'm pretty sure even when he's imagining things, he doesn't display what the Red Baron looks like, right? Pretty sure that's the case. All right, regardless, nothing too cheesy here for a Mini Titan, I'd have to say. On the other hand, this double barracks from Red Baron is exceedingly cheesy, but no gas means it's just going to be Marines. What is this build? What are you doing? Why would you go 2 racks at home, make Marines with no Vespian gas taken? I mean, I am not the pro here at recognizing what build is what, but this makes no sense to me at all. He's walling off like he's ready for a crazy 12-pool attack, but it's not what Mini Titan is doing, and you can figure that out with an SCV scout, dude. And he's finally going to expand. He has about 400 minerals now. Really should be expanding, but instead he is not, and this SCV is heading on home. What is lagging me right now? What's running in the background? No. Are we okay now? I feel like we're still kind of lagging. What is going on? All right, please hold. And we're back. Are we still laggy here? I feel like is it StarCraft itself that's going crazy here? No. 60% CPU, 50% memory, 1% disk. I don't understand what this is, and it's driving me crazy. Yeah, look at this guy. He's just chopping along. Chop, 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 chop. Don't know. Don't know. Hopefully it doesn't drive us too crazy here. It's going to be a cheese game, so it'll be short. Yeah, look at these workers. Oh, boy. All right, this one's going to be weird. It's going to be weird, but we'll get the idea. We'll get the general gist of what's happening here. A couple lings coming in for the scout. There's a beautiful wall. I mean, that is the benefit of this crazy build is you have a nice wall. The lings can't even come close to knocking down. Hey, guys, I know you were planning on delaying this command center, but no. There's already a million Marines out and a beautiful wall and a bunker. What is this? All right, finally getting his gas at 3 minutes, which just seems so incredibly late. So you're good early, but you can't put any pressure on the Zerg player. Mini Titan should go for a third base at some point right now. He knows there's a natural from Red Baron. You don't wall this off and not have a natural if you're the Terran player here. A Marine does scout. Is this gold base been taken? No, Mini Titan has not taken it. Third base down here possibly. A little bit easier to defend, but again, it is blue. It is the blue. I am really worried my recording software is going to freak out here too. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Nothing has changed. I haven't started anything since I started casting this thing. The first few games were fine, but this one's just acting like I've got a backup running, but I don't. Not this late. My backup schedule is not this late, and the task manager doesn't say that either. All right, so lings are out. I'm going to stop talking about computer stuff. Whole many lings. That's what my brain wanted to say. Whole many lings. Whole many lings here from Mini Titan, which is actually 14. 14 of them. Got a Roach Horn coming up here as well in the natural base. Getting a Nidus. Oh, the 2-base Nidus from the Mini Titan. This is really good against Terran, actually. And there is a nice little spot here. Is there a nice little spot here? You know what? No, there's not a nice little spot here. That supply depot is well placed from Red Baron. He's been Nidus'd before. He's been dropped before. He needs to know it's coming so we can shut it down. But in general, United's here with a bunch of roaches and queens, and you kind of win. It's kind of a win now button for the most part. If your opponent is going for bio, if your opponent's going for mech, they don't have a lot of mech yet. They're counting on their wall to protect them. And if you can get the Nidus in, then it's kind of an instant win thing here. So here's your Nidus. 6 roaches, Galil Reconstitution coming up too. You don't necessarily need speed when you're Nidusing right on top of the Terran player's house and face. You're not really chasing things necessarily. You're just being defended against in general. But regardless, Red Baron has his gas. What's he spending it on? He's getting a tech lab on what? Ah, this factory. So some tanks, some Marines, another factory coming in here. So 2 barracks and 2 factories. Very strange build out of Red Baron today. I mean, we get cheese of all kinds here. We get cheese at all different levels. We see a lot of creativity. We see a lot of players who aren't quite sure what they're doing, but they want to cheese anyway, which I appreciate. I appreciate an enthusiastic cheeser. 100% for sure. And here's our Nidus. Again, there is nowhere that's unseen by Red Baron, so he can see this. Oh, and he does. Oh, and he's doing the wall thing. Oh, my goodness. The reaction for Red Baron is beautiful. Hey, guys. Good luck getting out. Oh, they are kind of coming on the outside, though. Oh, no. They spawned on the other side of the supply depots. Maybe he needed to be another pixel or 2 out? Is that what that was? I don't know. Either way, here goes nothing. Forcing a liftoff on that main base by a Red Baron. All right, do we have tanks yet? The question is, do you have any tanks? No, but there's 1 in production from Red Baron right now. Main base is toast. I mean, losing supply depots, not going to be supply blocked anytime soon because it's 37 out of 93 available supply. How on earth? I guess this giant wall of supply depots, which was good for walling, but unnecessary for supply purposes. Oh, man, this is looking real bad. Real bad for the Terran player, that's for sure. Zerglings at the front, maybe trying to break through here too, but that wall is not breakable. If you have Banelings, maybe, but we talked about this. There's a good layering going on right now. You can't just kill one of these supply depots and get in. Not even possible here. Queen's getting that anti-air against that orbital command. Tank on the low ground says, get out. Get out of my house. I'm going to shoot you and catch you on fire. Mini Titan says, what do we do? Ravagers. We get Ravagers is how we respond to this. Corrosive Bile down the tanks from distance. Call it good, although the range is being spotted, right, for the tank. Because the tank can shoot farther than it can see by default, but if you give it a little bit more vision, suddenly the maximum attack range is increased by a little bit. And it can be enough. Can be enough to do good things. Yeah, Orbital Command, again, just wants to know what's going on. And the answer is a lot of creep. There are 2 creep tumors inside this main base right now. More Ravagers. Pop it in here, too. And I don't know, man. Red Baron, losing your main base at this stage is bad, but Mini Titan is only on 25 drones. And that's the thing with these cheese things. You kind of need to win now, or else you're going to be behind. All right, Ravagers say, what up, tank? You're going to die. Oh, snap. There are now 2 tanks. Did not actually account for this, and kills it from the high ground regardless, so that worked out. The range of the Ravagers. Oh, there's 3 tanks. One just popped out now as well. I don't know that Red Baron can hold this by losing these tanks. It's real bad. Bunker on the low ground. Here the natural base doing some work. Tank again firing on these Ravagers. Queens trying to get rid of the barracks. No, and down. Nope, barracks took some shots, but not on fire, which is good. He took his pocket expansion, so he's on 2 base versus 2 base. Here for Mini Titan, continuing to make tanks here. Oh, the Ling's rolling in. The Ling's rolling in to try to get rid of the tanks. 1 tank down, 2 tanks down. This is real bad. Really, really bad for the Terran player right now. Suddenly it's 74 to 33 total supply, and that's a good game from Red Baron. Red Baron, it taps out. Mini Titan is your winner with the classic maneuver of the 2 base Roach Ravager Queen Nidus attack. Someone smarter than me, tell me, if the supply depots were a little bit further out instead of right up against the Nidus, would that have bottled everything in like he was trying to do? I feel like placement was the problem there. All right, more cheese coming at you. I need to fix this lagging thing too, so I might be a bit, but not for you. It'll be just a second. Welcome back to Cheese. Everything looks smooth. I have no idea what the problem was. Couldn't figure it out, but everything's working now. Computers are weird sometimes. In the top left-hand corner of this Cheese edition, well, Cheese replay, I guess, is the Red Zerg player named Vamalisk. And in the bottom right-hand corner, going to be the Blue Protoss player, JM Tokino. JM Tokino. I like it. We're going to call you Tokino. Tokino versus Vamalisk. I mean, this is extremely European to me. These players are probably playing on the EU server for the latter. I don't, I'm pretty sure that's not North American, nor is it like Korean or anything. So, yeah, America's not going to be the place for these guys. So, I hope I'm pronouncing things incorrectly, most likely, but I try my best. Ooh, check this action out. Forge first. Out of Tokino, and the probe's coming on in here too. You gonna cannon rush a Zerg, dude? Oh boy, howdy. I always love to see cannon rushes against Zerg because it's hard. It is hard. See how there's this creep around the Zerg's hatchery and you can't build stuff on the creep, and it gives vision to the Zerg player. So even if you tossed up a cannon back here, by the time it got up, it'd be visible because you can see it. See? This is not a good place to hide. I guess you could cannon the natural, which is generally what you try to do if you're going to cannon stuff. And, I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to do it now, dude. Tokino, oh, he faked like he was leaving, then he juked back in, snuck around the outside. The vision of this natural base is approximately 0. See that? Can't see anything back here at all. And there is your first pylon. There's your first pylon from Tokino. Guess what he did, though? Vamalisk very smartly brought his Overlord over to scout. Oh, to cover the natural base. Can he see it? Does he see it? No! He was so close. He was so close to seeing that. Oh, he did the right thing, but just missed. Just missed it by that much. Vamalisk comes up, sees Forge, says, wait a second. Hold on. There's got to be cannons somewhere. Okay, there's a defensive cannon here. No, drone, don't die. Need to scout. Oh, still alive. 3 shots to kill a drone. Whew, regenerates 1 of those hit points. No, don't go back over here. Don't. Oh, but the proxy hatch time. Boop. All right, Tokino, all you got to do, 1 pylon, 1 cannon. Go. Do it. I mean, I know you're trying to murder this natural base, which is now scouted, by the way. Vamalisk sees this. These 2 cannons are overkill. 1 cannon back here enough, then 2 cannons closer up to try to kill that hatch is how this works. Yeah, probe killing that hatchery is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can't stop trying to make it happen here. You got to kill it. Okay, so there's a cannon. Is it in range? like it's probably in range. All right, so that's a better idea. I was going to say throw a pylon up closer and get your cannon up, but if this one's in range of that pylon and in range of the hatch, that might work out for you. Might work out just fine. All right, so natural base is going to die. There's really no saving this from Vomalisk. There's 4 cannons back here, which might be overkill, but got the job done. Got the job done, and there's the cancel on the hatch. The drone says, where else can I throw down a hatchery? All right, here's good. How about we try this? I like the persistence. I like the persistence of this Zerg. Boy, howdy, do I ever. 2 cannons going at this natural. The queen's going to pop, which is nice. Having a queen down here spreading creep is really useful. Don't die. Good. Woo! Instinct of that queen was to commit suicide, but thankfully Vomalisk overrode the... No, wait, hold, no. What did I just say? Thankfully Vomalisk overrode the suicidal tendencies and the queen didn't die. Also, Lings are suicidal too. Yeah, they will run into situations that are really bad for them if you allow it. So that was bad by Vomalisk. I mean, you can't... I'm losing the hatch was inevitable there, but you can't lose a queen and a bunch of Lings too, dude. 5 Lings and a queen down. But this hatchery's going to finish, surprisingly enough. Tokino not doing anything to stop this. Dude, what? I mean, yeah, sure, a Zealot now is nice, but that thing is almost done. A cannon would have done wonders. Like, one more cannon. Just one more cannon, Tokino. I understand you're investing a whole lot into expanding down here, which, hey, look, slow Lings shutting down your expansion. Hatchery, the Zealots torn between saving the expansion and getting rid of the expansion inside his main base by the Zerg. It does pop. Immediately making a drone. Getting a queen here is real good too from Vomalisk, but he can't afford it. He's getting Burrow, interestingly enough. Researching Burrow at this point is very strange, but he did force cancel on the natural base from Tokino. Tokino couldn't do anything about that. And 2 Zealots hacking this thing away. All right, drone. I don't know what you think you're going to pull off here, because that hatch is going to die. Like, I don't... There's really no saving it. Also, yeah, you're dead too, because those Zealots recognize what you were trying to do. So this is getting a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy. It's 20-24 harvesters right now. A Roach pops out for Vomalisk, and with good micro, you can do a lot of good stuff against these Zealots, especially with the speed. Benefited you, 0.94 move speed plus on creep, but not enough to save the hatchery. A queen pops out, though. All right, so a queen, a Roach, and some creep tumors walk into a bar. And that's it. Tokino taps out. He couldn't save it. Couldn't do it against 2 Roaches and a queen. And another Roach. Yeah, I mean, I guess not. I suppose not. So he managed to kill the expansion, but got expanded as well. Reaction time not wonderful from Tokino there. Reaction not good as well. I mean, again, a cannon, enough to stop this thing. Also pulling a bunch of probes, not bad either. We see that succeed. But the point is not allowing a hatchery to show up inside your main base. All right, more cheese coming at you from Falcon Paladin in just a second. Coming to the end of the cheese compilation. This is not the end, but we are approaching it. Will be a game between Achilles, Achilles, and Danger Zone here on Blackpink, the latter edition. In the top right-hand corner of the map, we've got the red Protoss player. It is Achilles. Achilles, maybe? Feels Spanish, but I'm butchering it. And in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, it's going to be the blue Zerg player, Danger Zone, representing GNR, which is Guns N' Roses or Guns N' Roaches. That's a fantastic spinning logo. That's so good. That's a good clan. You're in a good clan, Danger Zone. Way to go. Also, I think you have... It's either an Archer reference or a Top Gun reference. One of the two, which either one is fine with me, to be honest. All right, Overlord scouting out here. Got a drone going for the hatch first play for Danger Zone. Achilles. I'm going to call him Achilles. It's probably wrong, but it flows easier off my tongue because Achilles from Greek history. Who's the cheeser, right? This hatch first Zerg player. Hatching first Zerg at a regular place is not cheesy, but it can turn into a 2-base Nidus All-In that we saw from many Titans. So hold out your hope. And cross your fingers, that's what we're going to see here. Achilles is keeping stuff close to home, not walling off in any sense, which against Zerg is actually fairly incredibly dangerous. I still, every once in a while, on ladder, I'll run across a player, a Protoss player, who hasn't walled off. And I feel sad. You guys, especially now that Photon Overcharge is gone, you gotta wall off. Because if Lings can just run in your front door, you're going to die. That's just it. You're going to die. Photon Overcharge could have kind of saved you back in the day, but even then, it wasn't that great. At least force the Zerg player to get drop lords and drop them in. Don't just let them walk in the front door and do whatever they want. Also, the placement of these buildings is not helping at all. If you kind of wall off this area, and maybe throw a couple zealots here, you can kind of do it, but even then, you got zealots hacking away in your gateways back home, and Danger Zone should scout this. He should see this and say, hey, this is an opportunity ripe for the murdering. Absolutely 100% ripe for demurdering. Warp Gate being researched by Achilles. Got some lings. All right, so Danger Zone's linging it up. He's got some speed coming in here, too. It's actually kind of heavy number of lings. 6 in the early game versus Protoss. Usually 2 or 4 is more expected, but he's maybe going to try to knock down the natural base that doesn't exist, and that should set off warning bells. Why does my opponent have 2 bases? The answer is he's 4-gating you. What is happening? He's got 4 gateways, and he's getting a warp gate, and he has a single, okay, 2 gas, actually. What? He's not 4-gating. He can't be 4-gating. Is this guy a Wings of Liberty transplant or what? Although it's entirely possible, he is a Wings of Liberty transplant. Maybe he played Wings of Liberty back in the day and then quit. And then StarCraft went free to play, and he said, what up? I'm back. I'm back with my 4-gate. We'll see how this still works. A blast from the past. Man, it's amazing how many people who are way into StarCraft now that didn't get into it until Legacy of the Void. It kind of blows my mind. But for those of you who are unaware, the 4-gate was the Protoss meta for the first... I mean, not from the day one, but very early in Wings of Liberty on the ladder. Protoss had this 4-gate. It was extremely strong. Fast warp-ins on forward pylons. I mean, it was just a 1-base attack. The timings were ridiculously hard to stop. You got warp gate, you got stalkers, you got zealots, you got sentries, and you wrecked. I died to that thing probably 30 times. But then people figured it out, right? I watched an HD video, actually, HD StarCraft, that taught me how to deal with the 4-gate. And I was able to stop it, and then soon after it went away because the meta settled and people figured out how to deal with it. And it was good. It was good. That is how StarCraft should work. But Achilles, I mean, perhaps he thinks... I mean, it's just so weird. It's just so weird to see 4 gates and warp gate. And does he have the forward pylon? No, but he's got a pylon or probe in place to do it. Yeah, getting spore crawlers. Danger Zone thinks it's air coming or Dark Templar or something, but it's not. It's not. It's actually just regular old gateway units. Oh, this is incredible. A Forge 2 from Achilles, which does not really go with the 4-gate spirit, the spirit of which is 1 gate all in and win, and if you don't win, you die. Which is the definition of the 1-in in my, or the all-in. If you can survive your cheese failing, it's not cheese. You can survive your all-in failing, it's not cheese. I mean, unless, okay, say you're incredibly better than your opponent, right? Oh, there's no reason for 2 pylons back here. Achilles, you don't know what you're doing, do you? Do you think 2 pylons makes a faster warp-in? I mean, not that it really matters, right? Because the cooldown on the warp gates is really long. Oh, shoot, who found it? The Speedlings. The Speedlings found this little sneaky warp-in area, and it's all stalkers from Achilles, which are real bad against Zerglings, as it turns out. Couple zealots, 3rd base, and a lot of trouble for Danger Zone. Is this going to work? This is not going to work. 20 lings in production for Danger Zone. He's going to lose his 3rd base, but I think he's going to be just fine. Like, additional zealot warp-ins would be good, and he is. Okay, slow warp-in. Zealot's going after this queen. Queen going to die, hat's going to die, and that spinning logo fades into nothingness. Got some broodlings, maybe get some revenge. Kill something. Nope, but here comes the ling surround. Zealots hacking away. Got their backs to the stalkers, which is pretty good positioning, which I think was probably lucky, but this, oh my gosh, the zealots are doing so much good here for Achilles. 3 kills. 3 kills. 3 kills. They all have 3 kills? They all have 3 kills somehow. Have you guys been sharing? Okay, that one has 0. What's up with that guy? Screw Bob. We don't share with him. Nope, zealots in the front. Zealots in the front. Stalkers in the front is bad. There we go. Zealots in the front doing some work. Oh my goodness gracious. They're doing exceptionally well. One does go down. That was probably Bob. Hey, Bob, was that you? It was not. It was not him. Well, maybe it was. Maybe it was. Natural base dying here too. Danger Zone just throwing lings at this. And kind of, I mean, he's whittling away at this army, but no. Don't focus on attacking the hatchery. You got to kill these lings first. More zealots coming in from Achilles. He knows what he needs. He knows what he needs here against these Zerglings, and it's going to be zealots. It's just absolutely going to be zealots. A couple spine crawlers trying to come up. Hatchery down, though. What are you defending at this point? The broodlings are getting some shots off, which is bad. You should not let broodlings actually attack your zealots at all. This is going to work, everyone. He hasn't even saturated his natural base at all. This is absolutely a 1-base 4-gate blast from the past that's going to work. Look at this. Look at this army. It's really scary. And it's maybe a Hydra, sure. Hydra's good against gateway units, but not one. And you just lost both your bases. You're trying to one base this thing. You don't have enough larva. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough gas to pull this off, Danger Zone. I think Achilles has this thing won. If he holds here, I'm going to be incredibly suppressed. Suppressed. Here come the drones. No. You can't let the drones kill these stalkers, you crazy person. Okay, I think he's going to get the lair, though. Which, yeah, look at these stalkers dying to the drones. What is happening? And the Hydras are out, too. And, oh, my gosh, he held. Holy smokes. Danger Zone held that. Additional stalkers coming in. Again, got the Hydras, got the Lings, got a Spine Crawler. Trying to finish off this lair. Zealots just trying to Ender's Game this thing to get right on top of the lair. And are they go? They do get it. They get the final base of Danger Zone. He's being... No, he has an expansion. He was going to say, he's being revealed. No, he's not being revealed. But suddenly... Yeah, Lings around here with some Hydra support. Ling Hydra against Stalker is just disgustingly good. If you're having trouble with Stalkers as Zerg, and you really shouldn't be, but this is a good way to do it. Lings and Stalkers, man. Lings and Stalkers. Lings and Hydralisks. Okay, so it failed. Because, okay, now this is the thing. Guaranteed damage. Day9 has talked about this quite a bit when he's talked about StarCraft. Is in that situation where you can kill a base... Well, you can try to kill a base as these Zealots warping in get murdered. Up here at the warping in position. If you're warping it, if you're attacking at a place where there's a base, and you try to focus down the base but don't get it and lose your entire army, it wasn't worth it. You didn't get any damage. Go for the guaranteed damage. Kill the drones. Kill the queens. Kill the units. Kill stuff you know that you can kill. If you're completely unopposed, sure, kill the base, but if it's iffy, you're going to be able to finish the thing off, wait. Be patient. Be patient. I feel like Achilles had the army to handle that if he wasn't trying to focus down to the hatchery. Instead, he kills the drones, right? Really murders that economy. Kills Lings as they pop out, kills Hydras as they pop out instead of letting them gather because he was so laser focused on killing this hatch. And in the end, it didn't matter. In the end, that was it. So here come the Lings. Here comes some Hydralisks. The counterattack is on the way. Achilles warped in all of his dudes to the front lines. He's got nobody at home. Okay, he's got 2 cannons at home. But against this many Lings, no. Definitely not enough. Just bypassing. Bypassing the cannons entirely. Going for the natural base. It's 30 to 15 Harvesters. Achilles was in a pretty good position economically, but he doesn't have the army at this point. And now he's not in a position economically because he couldn't stop the Lings from murdering his economy. Up in the main base. The Hydra's move commanding. They were on the same control group as the Lings that were move commanding, which... Let that be a lesson to you. Don't put everything on the same control group, because bad things can happen. And Achilles is out. Achilles with a rage quit. Danger Zone was victorious. All right. Good hold there. That was dicey. It's dicey for a minute, but Achilles, laser focused on the wrong thing. Ended up losing the game. All right, one more. One more cast for y'all. Well, one more replay for y'all on this cast. And we'll see it in just a second. The final game of Cheese Compilation number 28 will be between the Guardian and Firebird on Odyssey, the latter edition. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we've got the red Protoss player, the Guardian, from E-Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi in lace, it says. I mean, extra Wi-Fi is always nice. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it's going to be the blue Terran player, Firebird, from 22 Core. With, is that an egg? Is that a Zerg egg spinning logo? Why do you have a... It's Zergy, very, very much. Why do you have a Zergy logo if you're Terran, Firebird? These are questions that we all want to know the answers to. All right, who's going to be our cheeser? Who's this going to be? Squeaks said this was good cheese out of the huge pack that I sent him. So let's see how this is going to work out. Oh, I do have... should I announce that? Oh, man. I don't know. Okay, here's how this is going to work. The next cheese compilation is going to be right around the time of the next balance patch. I know they accidentally released the balance patch to the live server yesterday and then immediately rolled it back 2 hours later. But they officially said they want to do it on the 29th of January, which is basically 2 weeks from now. So I think that's going to be the last one of 4.0.2. And then whatever the new balance patch is going to be, I think that's what we're going to do for cheese. And so I guess as an advance warning, if you're going to submit cheese for the compilation after the next one, right? So one after this next one, then make sure it's on the latest balance patch. All right, here we go. Forward pylon. from the Guardian. SCVs say 3 cannons up. What is happening? Get the pylon. Get the pylon. What a desperate attempt to hold this. Another pylon coming up from the Guardian, though. Good reaction time. I like what he's doing here. And on the high ground, too. Oh, I think Firebird might just be dead. I feel like he might just be dead. All right, so we got the minor victory. Got that one, but guess what? This one's going to finish. Run. Run. Pow, 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 pow. SCV's getting murdered. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, pow, pow. Trying to kill these probes. No, they're pulling back to the safety of their pylons. Pow, 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 pow. Oh, man. Ford's SCVs have gone down already. It's 18-14. Pushing up this right side. The Guardian knows what he's doing, man. The Guardian is aware of how this works. Reaper, no, Reaper, you're too good for this world. No, Firebird, you can't. Oh, oh, train running. Trying to get out of here. Okay, he gets out. He gets out with all of his workers, and he just relocates his main base. That is one of the benefits of being Terran. You can just relocate your main base where there are not cannons. All right, so the refinery dies. That supply depot is probably going to die, but you know what? There's worse things. There are worse things. Oh, no, he threw down the pylon to block the landing of the command center where Firebird wants to relocate. Oh, no. No, say the SCVs. No, get out of here. Get out of this place. Get out of there. It is. It's dead. And landing, and Firebird's home is open for business. I don't know that I've ever seen a Terran just completely relocate their home to deal with a cannon rush. That's fantastic. That is so great. All right, so obviously Guardian has no gas back home. He is working on a gateway. That's nice. 3-minute gateway, and Legacy of the Void is late, but again, the cannons. Right, the cannons. You bother killing the supply depot. Firebird is not close to being supply blocked because he lost so many of those SCVs, but he does have a Marine. He's got a Marine. The Marine was going to help with the pylon, change his mind, came back around to the pylon, and now is firing on the pylon. He was indecisive. He was an indecisive Marine. But that's okay. We love him anyway. He is doing the Terran's work. Pa 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 pa. Right? That what he's doing? I feel like that's what he's doing. Sometimes I try to set up my thumbnails in the middle of the game, and maybe it's not good for you guys, but it's hard to do them later. Is what I have seen. I don't know. That's a bad thumbnail. We'll choose something else. We'll figure it out. Make it happen. A lot of meta talk in the cast today. I hope it's not annoying y'all too much, because it is cheese, mind you. Oh, snuck it. Tried to sneak a pylon on this high ground. The Marine said no. Too close. That was too close, you doof. We can see that, and we can kill it. We are Marines. We can kill all of the stuff. And they are. And they are. Getting some shots off on this pylon. Some of their shots are hitting the far side of the pylon, which is kind of odd. And now it's sparking because it's hurt. And now it's dead. Big explosion. I kind of feel like Protoss buildings, when they explode, should emit some kind of damage, right? Not a ton, but like enough to maybe bring Zerglings down to half health if they're killing a pylon and they stay there as it explodes. Just add an interesting element of micro to the game, right? You can't be too close to the pylons when they explode, or they'll hurt ya. Or they'll hurt ya. All right, so I don't... This is not... Go murder this way. Go murder up this way. Don't try to clear out your base. Your base is a lost cause. This pylon on the high ground is enough to shut this thing down. You can't kill this pylon without going up this ramp or really doing anything. You can't get close to this pylon. Oh, the Marines. You guys, no. Yeah. Futile. Futile, I say. Are you still trying? Oh, a Stalker's coming down from the Guardian. It's a pretty cool Stalker, actually. Cool skin. Cool skin on you, dude. That's the sound the camera makes when it moves. I actually saw a thing on Reddit today that the periscope controls for submarines for the U.S. Navy is actually an Xbox controller now. It used to be some crazy, complicated, super expensive piece of machinery, and then they're like, you know what? If we can make this work with the Xbox, incoming recruits will be totally down, right? Training will take 5 minutes because it's an Xbox controller, and it has. It's been great. I mean, that's just good engineering. What you can use that's off the shelf as opposed to building your own thing. If you can build something or use something that's already familiar to people, that's how you need to do. Meanwhile, Stalker's trying to attack, shoot away by Marines, tanks, Marauder. I mean, this is looking pretty scary for Firebird. All of a sudden here, the Guardian needs more stuff. He has 2 Stalkers, but that's not enough. If there was a push right now, I feel like he's dead. Looks like we're moving out. Time to go, and it is. It's not a huge army, but it's an army that is going to try to get the job done for the Terran player. They are hoofing it one of these guys is injured, but he does not care. He's keeping up with the rest of his crew. Tanks rolling in there with their treads as well. Taking the Zonlong Watchtower. Really nothing of interest to see there. The Guardian's trying to tech up. Oh, man. He's going for a Twilight Council, and he has 2 Stalkers and 2 Zealots. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough for the Guardian. All right, cannons up, as to be expected. Tanks in range to murder them. And here we go. Stalkers try to come in, and our little Wolverine Zealots trying to get some stuff done too, but no. Nope. All the gateway stuff is dead. This cannon is actually not in range of... Wait, what? Oh, right. The range is different from the vision. Doesn't have the vision to get that cannon, but will shortly. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it, Terran fans. Stalker's going to try to pick off this tank. They're going to get it. Sacrificing themselves to do so. 2 Stalkers go down, which is bad. Guardian kind of trying to hold, but there are reinforcements coming in from Firebird. Additional tank. Marauders. Marauders really good in the situation. Just great against the Stalkers especially. Great against buildings. Charge on the way for Zealots, of which there are 0 for the Guardian. But hey, aim high, dream high. Goodbye, Twilight Council. Tank just murdering stuff. Has 3 kills already. Handful of Stalkers defending. The music is intense, as the Guardian is fighting for his life now, but Firebird being extremely patient, pushing forward with his tanks. Got his Marines and his Marauders covering the tanks. Stalker comes in, says, "We'll kill you, tank. You're going to lose all of your Stalkers, though." Oh, they didn't even get the tank. Oh, that hurts. And the Guardian rage quits out after cannon rushing, failing to stop the Terran player from relocating his entire base, and then dying to a Marine tank Marauder push a couple minutes later. Karma. Karma, my friend. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin, coming to you with yet another edition of the Cheese Compilation, number 28. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.